All right. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for the Blackboard crash course. Like I said earlier, this is going to be just some basics to help you get started in Blackboard. Or it might be helpful if you've used Blackboard before but are not familiar with some of the new features in Blackboard Ultra. So thank you for joining us today. As we present, we would ask that you mute your microphone, so we only have one person talking at a time, and then you can turn off your video. I'll be sharing a screen, so you'll see Blackboard, what Blackboard looks like, and some links and videos. And so if you do have questions at any time, you can use the chat box, or you can turn on your microphone and just let me know that you have a question. Or if you'd like to, there's also a raise hand feature in Teams, and that is on the top ribbon. It's next to the chat, the conversation bubble icon, and it's a little smiley face with like a hand right next to it. So there's a couple different options when you click on that, and one of them is raise hand. When you hover over it, it'll say raise hand. So you can feel free to use those features. All right. So before we even get logged onto Blackboard, one of the things that you may want to do is check your browser that you're using. So certain internet browsers work a little bit better with Blackboard than other ones do. And you can check that by going to the link right here. I'm going to upload it in the chat, so if you want to download it to have the link later, you can. All right. There it is. I think you guys should be able to see that in just a minute. All right. So that link will take you to a page that I will share with you. All right. Can you see the page with the black and purple at the top? Perfect. Okay, thank you. So when you go to this page in the internet browser you're using, it checks your browser right away. So it's already, if you scroll down a little bit, let's see, click Run Browser Checker. Okay, here we go. So when you open this page in the browser you're going to be using, it will tell you with this green check mark here if your browser is supported. And it also lets me know I do have my pop-up blocker on. So when I'm opening new windows, I will need to keep an eye on that. So sometimes it blocks things that you do want to open, although it is handy to have it on to block things you don't want to be popping up. But that's something that's good to note. So the green check marks are a good sign. This browser that I'm using is Edge, and it is supported by the Blackboard. All right, so as a Somerset student, you will be starting at our somerset.kctcs.edu website, and you may already be familiar with MyPath, which is like your student hub with everything that you will need to access as you do your classes and you need to access your student account. So you would go to MyPath at the top of the page, top left corner. You would click on that and it will log you into your MyPath. So here you'll see the first tile there is Blackboard Learn. And since you've already logged in here, you would just click on that tile and it's going to take you straight into your Blackboard. All right. So when you get into Blackboard, there's going to be some announcements in the middle of the page, and different content, some places where you can go to learn more about Blackboard. That is helpful, but you're probably going to be focusing on your classes. Just right away going in and saying, okay, where do I find my classes? And so to find your classes, you will go in here and you'll click on courses. So don't worry, it's easy to find, even though you'll see some other things when you first log in. Before we go into courses, I wanted to show you how to change your profile settings. So to do that, you would just click on your name. It's the second thing in the menu here. And then it's going to show you your username and a place where you could add pronouns if you wanted to. And then over here it says global notifications. You can change your notification settings, and that might be helpful if you have a lot of notifications coming up that are kind of distracting you from what you're wanting to do. You can go in there and change those notifications so you don't get as many. All right, and then let's go back to courses. So to see your classes, you could click on courses. And right now I just have one class here, the Ultra template that I have access to. If you have more than one class, you're going to see more than one row here on this page. And so you may have a big list of classes here. If you want a certain class or a few classes to show up at the top of the list, then you can click this little star here at the end and add it to your favorites. And then those are going to show up at the top. So that'll make it easier to find. So as you take classes multiple semesters, you may have older semester classes showing up in this section. But if you favorite your current classes, that will make them go to the top instead of being in alphabetical order. So to go into the class, you just click on the class, click on the ribbon there that you want to click on. And that will take you right into that class. And so you will see your instructor on the top left there, and you can email them by clicking the little envelope icon, and that will go through the KCTCS email, which is the best way to email your instructor. Let me see, I think. Oh, thank you. Cheryl said, good tip. Okay. Okay, so here you see your course content. There's a few tabs across the top of the page there. So content is where you're going to spend most of your time in the class. That's where your assignments are going to be. That's where the announcements and different updates are going to be. The discussion boards, the main part of the class is going to be right there. But there's a couple other features in these tabs that you might want to check out. The calendar tab is pretty cool. So your instructor can choose to put your assignments on this calendar and so it would show up like with the deadlines. And then you can also use this yourself to put some things on your calendar to organize when you'll be able to get the assignments done, your schedule with your other classes and maybe work and family commitments. You'll want to plan ahead so you make sure to give yourself enough time for your assignments. So that's a good feature. One thing to think about with this feature is if you have an instructor who is very flexible with their due dates, and some instructors will give you until the end of the semester to do certain assignments, and that way you can kind of work at your own pace. But you definitely don't want to leave all those assignments until the end of the semester to start on them, because then you'd be in a panic, and we don't want that. We want you to be prepared and keeping on top of things or ahead of things so that you have less stress in your life. So if you have a really flexible instructor and they have those due dates at the end of the semester, you probably don't want to go with that deadline. You would want to go ahead and plan for yourself how you could put that on your calendar earlier and get those done at a good pace throughout the semester. There's also a discussions tab here where you can ask your instructor questions or where you can talk to your other classmates in the class. So sometimes it's kind of nice to be able to have that conversation with different people in your class. Maybe if you have a question about the assignment that's you already know how to do it, and if you have any questions about how to do an assignment, you should contact the instructor. But if you just have a question that is better to be asked like between classmates, you could use this feature. There's also the gradebook. So when you want to see assignments that you've turned in, you would go to the gradebook. Okay, does every class have discussions? We have a question here. That feature is there in the ribbon across the top for everyone, but certain classes will do a discussion board that's an assignment that you have to do, and certain classes don't use discussion boards for assignments. All right. So in Gradebook, you can see your assignments listed there. In this Ultra template, there's one that I had already turned in, and this is just like a practice class that I have access to. So that one was turned in. You can see the status is graded, so it was already graded, and my grade here was a 7 out of 10. So you'll be able to see your grade there. And then a lot of instructors will give you feedback. And so the feedback would show up there in this column. So there they might say something like, if you missed, this question, you might want to check out this, or within the rubric for this assignment, the way we're grading this assignment, maybe you scored well on these things, but you need to work on these things for the next one. So it's really important if your instructor gives you feedback, read that and use it for your next assignment. Because a lot of times there are assignments throughout the course that are set up in a similar way. So you might have like a chapter quiz every time you finish a chapter. Well, if you figured out how to, hi, welcome. So if you've figured out how to do some of the assignments, and there are pieces of the feedback that the instructor gives that you can use to improve on the next one, that can really help your grades. So that's important. I have some videos that I'm going to share, and one of them is all about instructor feedback. All right. My Teams gave me a little message that says bad network quality. So hopefully it will hang in there for us. But let me know if you're having any trouble seeing the video or hearing the audio. If you can use the chat, I think that would probably be the best way. But hopefully it will straighten out for me. Okay. So there is also a messages feature here, but we would prefer that you use your KCTCS email to contact your instructor. That's the best way to do it. And then also remember, if you go back to the content tab, the place where we're going to be spending most of our time in the class, you have the little envelope icon right by your instructor's name that you could just click that and it'll pop up a place where you can email them. So there's a couple things on the left side menu that you might want to check out. So you can see the roster. So the roster is just a list of every student in your class. So if you want to know who else is in your class, you can click on that and see them. And then there's a progress tracking feature. In this class, in my class, it's turned off. But in some of your classes, it might be turned on. And in that case, you'll see this little circle, a little circle next to the units or the chapters. the different sections of your class, and it'll start out as just an empty circle. And then when you click on it and start working on some of the material, the assignments inside that section, it'll start to fill up. So it'll have like a shaded section at the bottom. And then the more you do, the more it'll fill up. And then when everything is done in that section, it should be like a solid circle. So that's kind of a cool feature, because it shows you how much is done before you even get into the before you even click into that section. All right. And then the next thing on there is Blackboard Collaborate. So Blackboard Collaborate is kind of like Teams. Yes. Okay, so going back to the email, when you email your instructor, Lisa mentioned, make sure to put what class you're in and the course number in the subject line of your email, which is really, really valuable to your instructor. They will appreciate that, because a lot of instructors have a lot of different classes that they're teaching. So if you put that right in the subject line of your email, that's going to help them know which class you are, and then that helps them understand the background to your question. And if you are not sure what your class, your course number is, a lot of them are showing up right at the top of the page. So this is FYE 100. And it says SMC 8888. I think that is where your course number would show up for your class. So that should be pretty easy to find. Also on the, oh, thank you, Lisa. She said yes. Mine is probably a tiny bit different since I work at SEC, but hopefully I looked at some students' Blackboard views and it looked like it's similar enough that I can show you what you need to see. So also on the main page, when you had the list of your classes, that will also show the course number and the class name. All right, so Blackboard Collaborate. That is a lot like Teams, but it's made by Blackboard. And so your teacher might use that for a time when you can all meet together and actually talk in real time about the things that you're studying in your class. So that would be pretty fun, and a chance for you to be able to actually talk to other people and ask questions. Okay, Sherry also mentioned in the chat, some instructors will give you specific directions for emailing them, so make sure you follow what they ask in the syllabus or in person, which is a very good point. Yeah, so some may want you to do something a little bit different as far as what you type in your subject line. So you definitely want to read the syllabus. The syllabus is like the map to the class. It has a lot of important information about the assignments and how many points you'll get for certain assignments, instructors' contact information, kind of an overview of the class. So that's really important. Usually the first time I log into Blackboard in a semester, the first thing I'm trying to find is the syllabus. And this one's set up a little different. Okay, so let me stay on track. The left side menu. So you can also see your attendance there. And then some instructors will use groups for like team projects maybe. And so they may add you to a specific group of students within this class. So you would see that there under groups. Cheryl says, is there an easy way to copy a syllabus or to, you can usually download the syllabus and save it for anytime you need to look at it. That's what I usually do. Does that answer your question, Cheryl?
I had a problem when I tried to copy it. It wouldn't copy because it was protected.
Oh.
So then I copy pasted, and it it only printed half of it. So I wasn't sure. I would think there'd be an easy way to do it.
Yes,
you should print it out.
You should be able to download it and then you could print it.
Okay, download and print.
Yes.
Thank you.
I am going to see if I can show you how to do that. Okay. So this class also has, or there's also an announcements feature. A lot of instructors do use the announcements, so they'll give an announcement like, "Hey, there's a test coming up," or "Please read this. This is the next thing we're doing in this class." And when they do an announcement, you will also get an email at your KCTCS email address. So that gives you like 2 ways to see those announcements as soon as you can. Okay, yeah, Lisa also says sometimes you can take a screenshot and save it if something doesn't allow you to print. And we will practice with that. I'll show you guys how to do that too, because that is very helpful. Thanks, Lisa. Okay, so under this course content section, this is where you're going to be spending most of your time. So when you first get into the class, there's going to be, you may see like a welcome message or a start here. So that'll be the first thing to do. All right, so I would click on welcome and I would read the welcome message. And it's just a short message, but it'll give you the information you need to get started. When you're ready to go back to the content page, you just click this little X over here in the corner, and then you would just go down the line. So you read that message, you would go to the next section, you would read about your instructor, and then you'd close that. They put the Ask the Instructor section here, so it would be handy. And these things are going to be here every time you log in. So then you would go to Start Here, and then you can see different things that the instructor wants to let you know through as you get ready to do this course. So you would want to read through these different things for this course. They even put some Blackboard navigation resources, places where you can go to learn more about Blackboard. A lot of instructors will do that, and that's really helpful. And then they also have this Blackboard mobile app here. I like to use the computer more than I do the mobile app because I think it's just easier. But they do have the mobile app, and I know they're working on updates for that, and so that is available. Okay, so then in your classes, you should be able to find a section. It might be called module, it might be called a unit, or sometimes they will just say chapters that will go along with the chapters in the textbook. So that is where you're going to find the weekly and monthly content for your class. So you want to watch for a section like that. So you would go to the first one, and then you would see your assignments. So you would just work your way down that and read through them, click on them, read through them, do what they say to do, and then move on to the next thing. Okay. Okay, see when you click on the assignment, you can see more information over in this right side menu. All right. Does anyone have any questions so far? Okay, great. So what we'll want to do when we get into these assignments. I'm going to see if I can find one that gives me the opportunity to download and upload. Okay, we talked a lot about the syllabus. So here is where you find the syllabus for this class. Kind of a strange word, but it is, it's also called a travel itinerary in this class, but I like to call it a map of your class. So it says download the attached syllabus as it provides information needed to successfully complete this class. And this is where the syllabus would be. It's okay. This is a template, so I might not be able to download from this. Okay, perfect. So there's a 3-dot menu, a 3-dot icon at the top of the assignment in Ultra, and that is where you would click to download. So you would click the 3 dots and then just click download original file. And then right now I think it just downloaded the banner. But when you do a download, you'll get a menu here that pops up, and you'll want to watch for that. The menu, it's on Edge, it's up at the top right side of the page. And then I think on Chrome, it actually is across the bottom of the page that you'll see a little rectangle pop up that shows your download. So it may take a little while to download it. You may see it like spinning a little bit. And then when it's ready, you can click on it. So here I would click on open file. And then here is the syllabus that I downloaded. So from here, I can save this to my desktop. I can save it to my OneDrive, which is a much safer and better place to put your assignments and your syllabus. Or you could even print it from this. So there should be, it may be a different kind of file than this. This just opened as a picture, but you should be able to go to the top of the page, click on your 3 dots menu or another possibly file, and then print.
Okay.
Okay, that should work. This one's a little bit weird since it's just a picture. Okay, so then another thing, let's see, we'll go back to the main page and click on a different assignment. Okay, so whenever you see something that has the blue words and it's underlined, that is a link. So you want to click on that link to be able to read what they want you to review. So there might be some material for your class that is in a link that you'll have to follow the link, read through the material, and then go back to the class. So right here, this one has an assignment that you need to review the student code of conduct for SCC, and then also the student handbook. So you would click on that, and it should take you, okay, this is a template, so your class should work better. But if you see this, you know that you need to contact your instructor. And so you would go back. This is exactly what I would do. I'd close this. I would go close this assignment, go back to my main page. I would click on this email icon here, and I would say, if there weren't different instructions in the syllabus on how to email the instructor, I would put subject line FYE 100 course number 8888, and I would say hello, Mr. Abner or Dr. Abner. I'm working on my assignments, and I went to the travel itinerary assignment, and the link for the student code of conduct looks like it's broken right now. Can you please help me with a new link? And then I would want to be respectful and polite. So I'd say, thank you very much for your time. And then sign my name, Natalie, at the bottom. And then I'd email that to him. And that way he could help me get the new link, and he could also put the new link on the class for the other students. So hopefully not all of us will have to email him. It'll be fixed before some of the other students get to it. So no problem at all. That's exactly what you could do. So let's see. Back to the assignments. Okay, this looks like a good one. All right, so in this assignment, you have something to read, and then there is a video embedded in here. So you would just click this red play button, and like on YouTube, and it would play the video that tells you about the assignment, which makes it kind of fun and easy, a little bit less reading than just having it all typed up. And then here is the do this assignment. So you would watch the video, and then you would use the website to locate a variety of resources available. Okay, so another thing I wanted to show you is the screenshot. So in order to do a screenshot, you can use your keyboard, and you would do Shift Windows key S. So you would hold down all those three buttons at the same time on your keyboard. Shift Windows key, which is like the one with 4 little squares, the Windows icon, and then the letter S on your keyboard. So you click all those three, and then it turns a little bit darker. And then you would have your mouse turns into this little cross instead. And so this cross is going to let you select what you want to take a screenshot of. So, and it's like a drag and drop thing. So you want to start at the top left corner of the section that you want to take the screenshot of. So I could start here, and I could copy this, take a screenshot of this, read this section. So you would just drag and click and drag over the section that you want. And then when you let go of the mouse button, you will get a little box in the lower corner of your screen that lets you go to the screenshot. And then you click on that, and then you can save it to your desktop or your OneDrive, wherever you need to save it. And then you could also print that piece of it if you wanted to print something out. So hopefully that's helpful. Okay, does anyone have any questions or comments, helpful tips?
I have a helpful tip if my voice holds up.
Okay.
When you're doing your coursework in Blackboard, even though your information can be accessed through your phone and that kind of thing, do not submit homework through your phone, because Blackboard has a tendency to throw it out.
Yeah.
So make sure you're on a computer when you submit your homework, because that's a big issue when you're on Blackboard.
Okay. That is very good to know. All right. Okay. All right. So let's see. As you do the assignments, so I was going to the main menu and then clicking to the next one. You can also use this little arrow. So this arrow here is showing me the next assignment is SCC Resource Scavenger Hunt, freebies along the way. So you can click on this. Oh, okay. This is going to show you more information about the assignment. Okay. Okay, so this assignment has a section to read, a video to watch, and then it tells you after watching the video, complete the time management assignment in view assessment. So let's see. Okay, whew. This shows me my assignment is past due in this template class, so that's not good. So I need to get this done. Let's see, I'm gonna have to skip this over a little. Okay, so I would definitely want to check this out. View assessment. And okay, I would like to find a place where I can show you how to upload. Yes, okay, program plan upload. All right, let's see. So here's an assignment that requires you to upload something. Okay, so you can go to more options, download original. Okay. Upload your program plan in the content area below. This should contain a list of required courses for the program. So if I had done this assignment, I can drag and drop the assignment here. So let me see. Okay, so I might go to my File Explorer and choose a file, and I could click it and just hold down the button and drag it to that box. When the blue border lights up, then you know that it recognizes that there's a document to upload. So then you can let go of the button. Okay, great. All right, let me fix this. Okay, so edit file attributes. Okay, the name of my file this is what I uploaded into the video as well, with the link to check your browser. Okay, and you can check through these things. All right, and then you would just click save. All right, and it shows you your document right there in that box, so you can make sure that you uploaded the correct thing to it. And it looks like you can also type something in this box if you need to. So then the last thing that you would need to do is at the lower right-hand side of this page, there is a save and close or submit. So if you're ready to submit your assignment, then you would click submit. If you don't click that, it's not going to upload. It's not going to submit the assignment. So that's really important. You should see this message pop up that says, are you sure you want to submit this assignment? You can't edit this after you submit it. Are you sure you want to continue? And so I'll just say, yes, I really want to. Okay, and then you'll get a message, your submission was successful, and the date and time, and even a confirmation number. And they also email you, Blackboard will email your KCTCS email address with this confirmation number and let you know that you turned in your assignment. So it has tracking, almost like when you order a package. So that way you can be sure that your assignment's turned in and to have confidence in what you're doing. So I'll close that down. Okay, great. So Does anyone have any questions so far?
There's a couple in the chat.
Okay. What is the let's see. Okay, what is the easiest way to save pictures or writing and be able to find it easily? Okay, so it depends on your assignment. So if your assignment is something that you would be typing up, then a lot of times I would use Word. What is the easiest way to save pictures or writing and be able to find it easy? Okay. Another thing to think about when you're saving things, as you work on your assignments, you're probably going to be, opening a Word document and starting maybe an essay or something like that you need to write, and then you're going to save it, and you might come back to it later and work on it more. The best, safest place to save that is on your OneDrive. So you have a free place where you can save things, and it's on the server. It's like it's like the cloud, except it's called OneDrive in our system. And you can see that from your main My Path page. It'll say OneDrive, and you could go in there. And once you have that connected to your computer, anytime you save something, you can either save it to your computer or you can save it to your OneDrive. I like to save it to both. So I have my computer set up so my computer backs up things onto my OneDrive. That way, if anything happened to my computer, if something crazy happened, that OneDrive is awesome because you can log on to your MyPath account on any computer. You could come on campus, you could use one of our computers in the Learning Commons, and you could log into your MyPath. And when you click on your OneDrive, all the things you saved in your OneDrive are still there, so they're all safe. So that's the best way to do that, just in case something happens at the computer. Okay. Cheryl, does that help you? The OneDrive is my favorite place to save things. Okay, good, very good. Okay, and then how did I get the window to drag? So when I went to upload it, I clicked on the name of the file that I wanted to upload. I just clicked it, I held the button down and just dragged it down to that box, the upload box. And when the upload box, like the border lit up, I knew that it recognized there was a file. So then I can let go of the button on the mouse and it will upload into that. And you might have noticed that I had to, when I opened my my file box on my computer, it was kind of covering up that box. So I had to click it and move it over a little bit so that I would be able to drag that thing into the box. Does that answer the question about the dragging it to the window? Okay, yeah. Sometimes it's kind of funny because you do have to move it to make there be a space so you can see both things. And sometimes if the page with your files opened up really big, you might actually have to make it smaller so you could see both pages and be able to have space to drag it over. But it works, it's really easy. So
thank you, I understand.
No problem. Let me see, I hope I didn't miss anything else. Okay. Perfect. All right, and Sherry's working on a message also. So a couple other things I wanted to mention. If you don't already know, you, as a student of Somerset Community College, you can get free Microsoft 365. So that's free Microsoft Word program, Microsoft Excel program, and some other programs that are really helpful to you. And you can download that from the main page, the main Somerset KCTCS Blackboard page. And if you need help when you get to that point, you can give us a call and we can try and walk you through that. And then another thing I wanted to share, there is Blackboard has some really helpful tutorials covering different things. And so I wanted to, Cheryl, any SCC student can get the Microsoft 365 free, and you can keep it the whole time you're a student.
Okay, I'm thinking if I decide not to take a quarter of school, then it disappears?
It should, anytime you're a student, like anytime you have a student account. So if you were taking one class or 5 classes, everybody would have access to it as a student.
Right, but let's just say next quarter I decide not to take any classes, take some time off.
Yeah,
do I still have it?
If your student account was like timed out, wasn't active anymore, then I think it would tell you, hey, you may not have access to it.
Okay.
Sherry says it sometimes depends on when you started it as to when it will end.
Okay. And does that include Amazon Prime for some reason?
So Amazon Prime would be a separate thing, but Amazon Prime does have a great discount for students. So the whole time you're a student, anything you're checking into, like buying or becoming a membership, it's always worthwhile to ask if they have student discounts.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. So I want to share a list of videos that are really helpful, and I'm not going to show these in the session, but feel free to check them out after. So you can download this helpful videos document, and then there's different links in there. So there's one for, let me see if I can, I will show this. Okay, so there's an introduction to Ultra, more professional version of some of the things that I showed today, plus a few more features. You can click that. And then how to submit an assignment. If you get to the point where you need a refresher on that, you just click that video. And then the video with how to see the instructor's feedback. That one's really helpful, so you can watch that. Most of these are just a few minutes, so they're easy to watch. And won't take up too much of your time, but we'll get you that information that you need. Okay, all right. And Cheryl, did you have another question?
Yes. I don't know when this finishes, so I wanted to find out. I went in and I put something in, but I saved it as a draft. And when I went back, I tried to publish it, and it wouldn't publish. It kept it as a draft. Now, a draft doesn't show for the teacher, is that correct?
That's right. I don't think the teachers can see the draft. You would have to submit it as a final document.
Does it take so long before it'll work again? I would think it would work right away.
I don't think, yeah, I would think it would work right away too. Okay. That might
be
a
probably
question.
Just a glitch.
It sounds like it might be. You might want to try logging into Blackboard on a different browser. Sometimes there'll be just a little problem with a certain browser for a little while until the browser updates something or Blackboard updates something. So if it doesn't work for you, definitely email your instructor and let them know what's going on. And they might be able to provide some more solutions that are if it's something to do with the class, or give you some advice on that.
Okay.
All right. So Sherry says she can't click the links in my fancy little handout. Okay. Oh, it just pasted the image in there. Okay. I'm going to fix the links for you. I'll just put the links right in the chat. Okay. And it might be the same for the check your browser link. So I'm going to fix that too. And then we'll wrap up. So okay, so here is the introduction to Ultra link. Is that coming through as a link, or is it just coming through as a text? I might have to fix that. I've learned that Microsoft Edge likes to try and help you out when you're trying to copy and paste a link. It just it puts in the name of the page instead of the actual website, and then sometimes you can't. Other people can't go in and go straight to that link. Text only. Okay, I'm going to get this figured out. Okay. So we've got submit an assignment in Ultra Course View. Okay. And how to view feedback. Okay. Here's the real deal link for how to view your instructor's feedback. And all right, and then the one about assignment. Submitting an assignment. Oh. Edge strikes again. I don't know if this is going to work. Okay, I think it actually worked that time. It looks like it's a real link. Okay. And okay, this is the introduction to Blackboard Ultra short video. All right, great. So that pretty much wraps up what I have for today. If you need any help, I wanted to share our page. Okay, Sherry says, some students have found and some instructors have suggested working on an assignment in a document on your computer and saving it if you aren't going to be able to finish in one sitting. Then you can save as you go, like Natalie said, in OneDrive. So if something happens, internet or power goes out, you still have it. Once complete, you can copy and paste or upload the document. Yes, definitely. That's good. Okay. So to finish up, I just wanted to let you guys know how you can find me or the College Navigators if you need any help. So I'm going to show you our webpage. So from the Somerset Community College website, if you go to current students and then academic resources, you can find College Navigators, and this is our page. And so here our team is here. So we have Sherry Lovelace on our Somerset campus and Lisa Rutherford on our Laurel campus. and she's at Laurel North, and then we'll be starting to be at Laurel South as well, Tuesdays and Wednesdays. We have Alicia Stewart on the Laurel campus, and we have Michelle Terwilger serving our Centris students, and then you also have me here at Somerset. If you need to contact any of us, you can call us. Our phone numbers are here. You can email us, and you can also set up an appointment with us by clicking on our names here. That's a link to our appointment schedule. So you would be able to pick a time to come in and meet with us, or to meet with us virtually. And we would be excited to meet with you and help you throughout the time that you're at SCC. All right. Thank you everyone for joining us. I really appreciate it. And I hope you have a wonderful day.